Ever wonder how a brand new nation, born from revolution, was forged into the United States we know today? It wasn't magic. It was the work of a group of extraordinary, yet very different individuals we call the Founding Fathers. These weren't just politicians. They were architects of a new world, and their story is more fascinating than you might think. Let's dive into the minds of the men who built a nation. Imagine a room filled with brilliant, passionate, and often clashing personalities. You have George Washington, the steady, commanding general who became the nation's unifying leader. His integrity was the bedrock upon which trust in a new government was built. He was the reluctant hero, the indispensable man who held the fragile Union together through sheer force of will and character, setting the precedent for what a president should be. Then there's Thomas Jefferson, the eloquent visionary from Virginia. He was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, the man who penned the immortal words, "All men are created equal." A true Renaissance man, Jefferson dreamt of an agrarian republic built on liberty and individual rights. His vision was expansive, idealistic, and at times in direct conflict with his contemporaries, pushing the boundaries of what a free society could mean. And you can't forget the wise, witty, and world-renowned Benjamin Franklin. By the time of the Revolution, he was an elder statesman, a celebrated scientist, inventor, and diplomat. Franklin was the great compromiser, the voice of reason and pragmatism. His charm and intellect were crucial in securing French support for the war, and his calming presence helped bridge the divides between fiery delegates during the heated debates over the nation's future. Standing opposite Jefferson in many debates was John Adams, the brilliant and often stubborn lawyer from Massachusetts. Adams was a fierce advocate for a strong, centralized government and the rule of law. He wasn't always the most popular figure, but his deep-seated belief in a system of checks and balances was fundamental. He championed a government that could protect liberty without descending into chaos, a principle that remains a cornerstone of American democracy. After winning the war, the real challenge began: how to govern. The first attempt, the Articles of Confederation, was too weak. The young nation was falling apart. So these leaders gathered once again to create something unprecedented: the United States Constitution. This wasn't just a document. It was a revolutionary blueprint for a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It was a masterful balancing act. The founders debated endlessly over how to distribute power. They created three branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial, to prevent any one person or group from becoming too powerful. This system of checks and balances was their ingenious solution to the age-old problem of tyranny. They wanted a government strong enough to function, but constrained enough to protect individual freedoms. But many felt the Constitution didn't go far enough in protecting those freedoms. This led to the creation of the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments. These amendments guarantee essential liberties like freedom of speech, religion, and the press. They were a promise to the American people that this new government would respect their fundamental rights, a promise that continues to be debated and defended to this day. The ultimate goal was etched into the preamble of the Constitution itself, to form a more perfect union. They knew they hadn't created a perfect system. They were flawed men living in a flawed world. But they established a framework for growth, for debate, and for future generations to continue striving toward a better, more inclusive, and more just society. This idea is their most enduring legacy. So why does this 250-year-old story still matter? Because the questions they wrestled with are the same questions we face today. How do we balance security and liberty? How do we ensure equality and justice for all? Their vision, their debates, and their compromises continue to shape American identity. They gave us the tools and the ideals to continue the work they started. The story of the Founding Fathers is a reminder that a nation is not just built, but is constantly being built by every generation. It's our turn to pick up the mantle and continue the journey toward that more perfect union. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into history as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.